Hello, awesome people, and welcome to our next video segment, Getting More Awesome Profitable Clients Now. It's developed by myself, Edward Zia, marketing mentor and blogger, and I'm very proud to be doing this. I just literally did a webinar on this topic, and now I'm creating awesome, personal, high-quality content to help you out in the marketing of your own business. Now, for some of you guys that know me, you in the real world, my name is Edward Zia. I'm a marketing mentor, and I love helping small business owners, entrepreneurs totally succeed and kick butt in their awesome businesses. Hey, I'm a marketing mentor, sales trainer. I've worked with hundreds personally, might be even up at the thousands, but my work has touched tens of thousands of people around the world. So very, very glad to be doing that. So I'm a former networking leader, blogger, and I love teaching what I do globally. I used to work for the government once, used to be in military intelligence and all that great stuff, but look at me. So there's a photo of me at the Burj Khalifa at the top of Dubai, which I loved, and running a seminar down below. I do wear that shirt out to see clients at times. Yes, I do. So terribly sorry about that. Now, what this in this video presentation, what I'm talking to you is general advice only. So I'm a certified practicing marketer, a member of the Australian Marketing Institute, and this holds myself and my business to highest ethical and personal development standards of my industry. And all the information content here is of general advice and educational only. So if you need some specific help, please contact me. Love to help you out. And it's all produced by myself, the director, Edward Zia of Excellence Above. Now, when it comes to small business marketing, as you've noticed from a lot of my video series, is that it is a massive topic. It is a huge area of different elements and facets, all which are very powerful. And what I love about this video presentation is that I'm not so much focusing on one particular marketing strategy, but I'm focusing on the idea of timing, okay? Information, the time-based pressure of having to market and sell more to get more clients. So like all things, I love giving you amazing content, teach you profitable strategies. This beautiful recorded webinar is great information, and I love giving you a lot without holding a damn thing back so you can go and kick butt in your business and get the awesome results you deserve. Like all things in all my video series and information and training is that I love hitting people with a kitchen sink of information. Take one strawberry at a time, one juicy bite at a time. Because if you feel confused, it's great. You're about to learn something new, and we're here to support you. And like all things, Rosie the Riveter, showing the underdog class of World War II, this is the way I've always seen small business marketing. It's about making your business more awesome, helping people find it, selling more, looking after clients and selling more. Now, like all things, when you read my video series or listen to them, I love going back to where it all began. This presentation, this webinar is about getting more profitable clients now. And here is the reality, and this has been going on for thousands of years. You might be an expert in your craft and you may know it inside out. In fact, I know a lot of you listening to this are absolutely amazing, brilliant business people. And here's the issue. You have an amazing service or amazing product, but what invariably happens, you need profitable clients now. You need a way of promoting it. You need a way of getting people over the line to actually buy your service in a profitable manner. So be it you're selling medieval bread or selling bread in the medieval village or modern day e-commerce sites, every business needs profitable clients. And I don't mean this in a scare. I'm not trying to scare you guys and say, oh, you've got to get clients. I'm not coming at it from a negative point of view. I'm just simply saying is that the more profitable clients you have and the better your business model is A, the more good you can do, but B, you're going to create the life that you really want, which is, again, the reason why a lot of us go into business. And one thing I want to sort of spell out, notice how in this video presentation, I'm saying the word profitable. This isn't get more clients now. This is get more profitable clients now. And the reality is that you got to make sure that your services are priced in such a way that A, is fair for you and also fair for the client. And B, you, especially if you're in the service industry, you can get clients that don't pay you at all. I've had a few people rip me off over the time I've been in business, and that's hurt and that's taught me. So again, when it comes to you getting clients, you got to make sure you're getting people that you know are going to pay their bills and look after you. And like all things, again, the medieval village example. If you're baking bread for the village, you got to be able to pay for your hut, your fireplace, your flour, with every loaf of bread sold. So it's fair for you and your family as well as fair for people in the village who are probably snacking on your awesome sourdough medieval loaf. No, I presume they eat sourdough these days. That white bread trash is a thing in modern day. You should eat sourdough, way better for you. Now, like all things, in terms of sales urgency, because again, if you're watching this presentation, getting more profitable clients now, probably there is a bit of negative pressure on you. There's a bit of anxiety, and that's okay. I have been there. I know what it's like, and I know the feelings and emotions that we go through in that regard. And here's just the reality. You know, be it you're a startup or a large company, we can have negative and positive situations that drive us to having to get more profitable clients. Now, common negative situations is you're starting out in business, you don't have a lot of money, or you're eating up your assets and you need to get clients in quickly, which happens. And positive situations, quite equally speaking, that can be exactly something like, negative situations can also be you've lost a massive client. This happened to me once. I once lost a massive client. They sort of, did a bit of the dirty on me. They didn't pay me some money they owed me. And it put me in a very, 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 very difficult position that, caused me a lot of pain and a lot of stress, which has sort of personally happened to me. It's happened to me about twice, actually, in the business. I've been in business for about 4 years as I do this webinar. And talking the positive, I'm not just here to scare you. Again, I want to be sort of balanced in my presentation. You can have something positive. You can have a new technology, new product line, a new series, something you want to launch and positively launch to help you create what you want. Either way, be it you've got a new product sitting on the shelf or a new service you want to release, or it's a negative motivation, there's heat, there's urgency behind you. And here are some considerations. Now, before you hit the streets, hit the networking events, go and speak about or smash Facebook, what I really encourage you to think about is just some considerations. Now, my other video presentations do cover sort of the marketing and quality considerations, which I don't want to go into, but I just want to touch on that because, again, if you at the end of the day, you want to make sure you're selling the right technology at the right price to the right person. Now, in this beautiful image here, I'm obviously a cat person. There's this great new American cat food, which is really doing well in Australia, called BFF. I presume it stands for Best Friends Forever. Well, it says Best Feline Friend, I think, on the can. And what's interesting, it's from America. It is cleaning up in Australia. It's very fairly priced. And one of their benefits is it's cat food made in a human food facility. I think that's really cool. And what's interesting is that they're starting to do a massive campaign and these guys are getting great traction. They've got a great product. My cats love their food and they're doing a massive ad campaign about it. Now, continuing this metaphor, if it was, let's say, a crappy cat food that cats don't like, you really don't want to put a massive campaign behind it. So whatever you're selling, make sure the business is working for you first. The top 10 profitable wins. Now, again, this is from our other presentation. Feel free to watch it. It's got some great information there. And here are the big things you want to keep in mind of what you're doing. Number one is that you want a strong direction and strategy. 2, you want to make sure you've got very good business goals and clarity. 3, your business has to look awesome and have that image that really goes across nicely to the market. 4, you want to have a consistent sales and marketing approach. 5, you want to make sure you've got great pricing, great products, and great packages that work beautifully for your client. 6, you want to make sure your business actually makes money. There's no point in going hard and selling a service which you don't make good money on to survive or get what you want. 7, make sure your real-world marketing strategy is great. Again, watch the other videos on this one. Work out what real-world marketing strategies you wish to employ. 8, online world marketing, same thing. We're using Facebook, LinkedIn, email marketing, whatever the case may be. 9, automated marketing. What are the processes that you have working for you 24/7? And 10, test, measure, improvement. I almost finish everything with that. Again, watch our other video on this one. But again, before you start really hitting the market hard, I just want to cover off on those main things. Now, like all things, and I've very much been like this, and I'm sure it's human nature. Quite often humans, me at least, is that we don't often do things unless we have a ticking clock or a bit of pressure on us. And I find that a bit of pressure usually brings out the best in most people. And here's a big thing, be it you've got negative or positive pressure on you, it can be nervous, anxious energy. And what I encourage you to do is really turn that to motivated production. Now, I've been there, I know, I'm not talking theoretically here. I'm talking from the personal experience of what I've been through, of going through a lot of pressure on my own business and life and just not having the results I need, or I've got big financial issues that I need to solve, especially when I started my business. So again, be it positive or negative, that anxious energy can be quite painful and can be quite negative. So what I found is, and again, I'm not pretending to be a psychologist here, but I found that you want to work your best to convert that anxiety into motivated production so you're really taking action. No better way of getting rid of the anxiety. And here are the top 10 marketing ideas for more profitable clients now. They're amazing, and I'll be running through them all one by one, and we'll be doing a bit of a wrap up at the end. And of course, I believe in you on these. So we've got 10 of these beauties, and we're going to head through them right now. First things first, and this is what it comes to getting more profitable clients now, is you want to be out there all the time. Now, quite often, and this is sort of a real street reflection of what I've seen in business, there are so many people who have great, outstanding products and services. And here's just the reality. I know a lot of people out there who just aren't selling enough, be it they're not using Facebook enough, they're not using LinkedIn enough, they're not physically going to enough networking events, or whatever the case may be. And this can often solve the problem for a lot of businesses. So, for example, when I first started my business as more of a marketing coach and mentor, I was going to, no exaggeration, at times, 8 networking events a week, and I meet at least 5 to 10 people a week for coffee chats or business appointments. And it was hard, but that got my business going and got me the results that I really needed. Now, in that case, it was a quantity issue. I know people who've started their businesses, yesterday, and they're only going to one networking event a fortnight, and they're not meeting anyone. You're simply not going to get the sales conversion unless you do that. Now, here's an example. This is me. You probably can't tell there, but I'm covered in sweat, and that's actually the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, one of the tallest, not the tallest building in the world. I'm covered in sweat. I'm still putting stuff on Facebook. So, like all things, be out there all the time, be it physically or online. 2, always think about marginal almost clients. Now, be it you've started out or you've been in business for a while, the reality is that you'll find people which just don't like you and do like you, and pure and simple. And you often see this in politics. So, be it from your Australia or somewhere else in the globe, about a year ago from the time of doing this webinar, we had a very, very vicious federal election where the right side of politics, yeehaw, got in. Now, what was interesting is that, when it comes to a political battle between two major parties, what it was that each of them aren't targeting their strongholds. That is, if someone's on the right side of politics, they're not going to target someone who's on the left side of politics. They're going to aim for marginal seats. They're going to aim for people that with little effort will swing over to their side and give them their vote so they win the election. I find this is a good metaphor for selling too. So be it, using a networking group example, there's 20 people in your networking group. There's going to be people in the room that just like you and just don't like you. What I find is sort of human nature at times. It can be very interesting trying to build relationships with people that don't like you. I just simply found that's just simply not what is intelligent from a sales point of view. The idea is you want to get a feel for people who like you, be it online or face-to-face, and you want to put your energy into them because, again, it's meet, like, know, and trust. The people that like you are much more likely to hire you than someone that don't like you. In fact, I don't know anyone who doesn't like me that has never hired me. Just simply the way it is. Now, in that image is a photo of me and the amazing travel agent Suzelle Mattiolano, and she's the lovely woman who sends me overseas on my business trips, and I refer lots of travel agents sort of work. Reality is that we really like each other, and again, we refer each other work. We work closely together. If I need referrals, I can ask her and she does her best to help me, and she has, and vice versa. I've referred her lots of work too. So again, it's all about focusing on the right people. You want to focus on people on the edge and try and get them over the line. Number 3, this is more of a business coaching sort of remark, but still very important. And even I made some mistakes in this regard. You want to spend your time super wisely. And now the reality is, whether you're a billionaire or you're broke, time is one of life's most precious business commodities. Now, I'm 36 at the time I did this webinar. I lost everything when I was 36. When I was 30, about 6 years ago, during the global financial crisis. The reality is I built it all back and more. But the reality is you do not get time back. So the thing I really want to sort of impress on you is make sure you spend all your time in a commercially worthwhile manner. And it can be very easy. You can be wasting a lot of time in your business, but if you've got a pressure, if you've got to get clients in now and profitable clients, make sure you're not messing around and using your time as valuably as you can. And number 4, push your marketing hard. And now what I mean by this is that you want to be a little bit obsessive compulsive in this regard, in that, when it comes to your sales and marketing, it's good sales and marketing always is evolving. And be it, if I'm going to networking events and pitching myself, I'm always working on my pitch. If I'm doing Facebook posts or LinkedIn posts, I'm always questioning myself, how can I do it better next time? You never just want to start marketing the same way and keep doing that. You always want to be pushing the envelope and pushing your own standards to make it a better and better. So in a way, you got to be proud of what you're doing, but also you got to be a little bit obsessive compulsive and say, this is not good enough, and keep pushing it. Again, great marketing continually evolves every time that you do it. Now, this is a very important one, and I actually did a live webinar on this content. And this has been a very, very important one for a lot of people. And I asked this question to each of you. Can you give an incentive or a bonus for people to take the plunge and use you right away? Because invariably what quite happens a lot in business is that a lot of people like you, but they sort of might think, I really like Edward's marketing services, or I like such and such as cafe, and I just can't get there. I like such and such as accounting services. I like such and such as personal performance coaching. It's really good, but I just can't justify doing it now. Now, what can happen invariably is sometimes you need to create a promotion or a reason for people to act now. Now, this is a funny story for me. So, and again, it was quite emotional me putting it together. What happened to me, I got into a bit of trouble some time ago. About a year into my business, I had a job that turned into a contract. And what happened was basically they ended the contract on me very quickly. And again, some money I was expecting, they didn't pay me. This was very, very painful for me. And this put me in a bit of a challenging spot in my life in terms of that I almost lost my business because I was on the edge. I had no money coming in and I just simply didn't know what to do. Now, what I did to turn things around was I actually put a promotion together, which was targeting people to actually use my services. Basically what I did was that, at the time, I needed about 5 clients to replace the big client I lost. And again, it was one of those things. The client moved on, and I was expecting some money, which never came in. And again, no hard feelings, but it put me in a tough position. It was very hard for me. So what I did in that case is that I came up with a promotion. This basically saved my business, where what I did was that I offered a really good incentive. So in other words, people that hired me at the time, I'd offered an extra 90-day, planning workshop, which was great. And that gave me so many new clients. It actually gave me a full book, and that completely saved my business. So in other words, I had a lot of people in the networking groups that liked me, but I needed that little thing just to tip them over the edge so they'd hire me. And again, this saved my business, and this totally changed my life and made things better for me. So can you think of an Act Now promotion? Now, generally speaking, I don't recommend that you discount or cut prices or anything, but if you can give some kind of value add, and let's say limit it ethically to, let's say, 5 or 10 clients or whatever, this can be a great way of helping you get people in over the line. So I really, really suggest you consider something like that. And like all things, ask for help from referral partners. Now, what's interesting is that photo of me is actually taken the day today. I actually took it about midday in Sydney. And right next to me is this man by the name of David Bennett. I got permission to speak about him. He's this great guy. He's come from the west coast of Australia, a city called Perth, if you're not from Australia. And he's moved to Sydney and he's in the Forex game. And the reality is for him is that he's a startup. And for him, Sydney is one of the most expensive cities in the world. I think it's more than Moscow and it's more than London now. And he is working his butt off just to get sales in so he can actually build a sustainable life here. Now, what was interesting is that we met for lunch, and David and I get along really, really well. Really cool guy, and I can see myself becoming friends with him very easily. Now, the reality is that when we sat down for lunch, he just was straight up and he say, "Ed, can you refer me to anyone? I'd love your help in helping me get started." And he asked such a nice, caring guy and asked me in such a nice way. I gave him an introduction to a friend of mine who has staff overseas and does a lot of foreign exchange work. And the guy's appreciative, and he'll give him a call. Now, the big thing is that Dave Bennett's just asked me for a little favor and I did it. But here's the big thing. If you need more profitable clients now and you've got some friends and they owe you, now's the time to cash in. Now, someone doesn't have to owe you necessarily. You can just talk to people and just ask your friends, "Hey, look, I need some more clients. I want to get my business a bit bigger. Can you help me? Can you refer me to such and such?" This is a great technique, but you're not going to get help unless you ask for it. People just don't give you help. You got to voluntarily ask for it, and then they're more likely to help you. And 7, sharpen your focus and your value proposition. Now, value proposition, I don't want to, overload you with pointless marketing speak, but in very simple terms, value proposition is the reason why people, basically why your product or service is awesome and they should buy it. So in other words, it's your edge. What is unique about your product and what gives you that unique winning edge? Now, the reality is a lot of us have very powerful technology, but unless we get our ideas across to the market, they won't value it and people just won't buy it. So this is a whole nother webinar itself, but I just want to make this point. You really want to be constantly prettying up what you're doing, and you want to come up with a really very good value proposition. What is unique about you? What is your edge? Like, for example, what's my value proposition? Edward Zier, I just focus on small business sales and marketing, and I know that area inside out. So I've got technical leadership in what I'm doing. Okay. So again, this is a whole nother webinar, but I just want to really impress on you. What is your focus and what is your value proposition? And how can you get that across to the market? Okay. Very, very important. And 8, can you give a free demonstration or sample of what you do? Now, I do webinars. It's a great way of showcasing what I do and giving some information. I've got my blog, which I do every day. What I encourage for a lot of, especially consultants, coaches, and mentors do is can you give a free strategy session? Can you give a muffin? Now, where the muffin reference comes from, when I started my marketing career, I actually was at a bakery cafe franchise by the name of Banjo some years ago. Great place to start my marketing career. And they would always cut up muffins and give away samples of muffins on the counter. And that would just drag in people. And sure, some people gobbled up the free muffins. But again, it dragged people in the store and people would often spend at least $10, $15. It was great. So what I say is, what can you give away? Can it be an email? Can it be a video? Can it be some content? I love giving away, free videos and content to really, not only showcase what I do, but give people a good sample of what can be done. Givers gain, always give first, and it's a great way. Because again, if someone's experienced what you do for free, they're more likely to actually buy from you. And use leverage marketing, again, like all things. Again, this is another presentation, but, Facebook, LinkedIn, email marketing, referral partners, holding events, all are great techniques that work very well. And again, if you're on a shoestring budget, Facebook does cost a bit to use these days, but LinkedIn, email marketing, and referral partners, great if you're very limited on cash funds. 10, always test and measure plus improve. Now, this is sort of on everything that I do. I always do my test and measure rant, but it is critical. You want to make sure, you want to be very sensitive to what works in your marketing, what doesn't. You could come up with some power words that just seem to sell product, or even a special type of sales, social media posts, or even a great sales idea. So again, marketing involves a bit of experimenting, but when you figure out an approach that works, you can do it again and again. And like all things, all you need to do is listen to this video and take one great idea and implement it tomorrow, and you can make tens of thousands of dollars. And awesome results come from awesome action, so make your first move. So just as a recap, I'm just going to go back to what we spoke through. But this is the big thing, and just want to recap what I'm going through. You want more profitable clients now? Quick recap. 1, be out there all the time. Really market heavily. 2, target those marginal almost clients. 3, spend your time very wisely. 4, push your marketing hard. 5, use an act now promotion. What can you do to tip them over the edge? 6, ask for help from referral partners. 7, sharpen and focus your value proposition. 8, give a free demonstration or sample. 9, use leverage marketing approaches. And 10, test, measure, and improve. All great moves that you can do. Simple and simple as that. Take that idea and go for it. And like all things, I hope you'd enjoyed this very punchy video. And like all things, I'm here for my webinars, blogs, networking events, online products, personal mentoring. I'm right here to help you. So if you ever need a hand, you know where to contact me. Visit my blog with plenty of great information. And like all things, thank you so much. Personal mentoring, whatever you need, email me, visit my website every time, and I so love working with new awesome clients. Thank you so much for watching this webinar. I really appreciate you taking the time out, and I really hope it's been productive for you. Drop me a line anytime if you need a hand, and keep up the awesome work and take action immediately for awesome results. This is Edwards here, signing out, and thank you.